Nice! What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel?
I didn't know you were a ballet fan.
There are a lot of things you don't know.
Oh my God.
Know about me.
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Quick, let's sneak up on him. For once.
Let's steal stuff from his bag.
I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks.
Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away?
No, I like this animation too much.
That's
You want to
really
have a
good
go?
animation.
You what, mate? Let's go!
Ah, yes, the new Capcom fighting game, Ace Attorney.
Yo, put Herlock Sholmes in the next Marvel vs. Capcom.
See
how that goes.
Well, actual Sherlock Holmes does no boxing, so yeah, you could.
His cross-ups are just throwing ridiculous conundrums at you that make no sense, and that mixes you up and stunts you, and then he just goes in for the right hook!
Hello everybody, this is KVTV on the Sun, and welcome back to the second case of the Great Ace Attorney. There was a false report of an emergency stop, so lots of things happened, the door was locked, and now the crew are here because they're wondering why the heck we're inside Michelina's cabin at the moment.
It was me. I did it.
Oh, how did that happen?
Well, I just told you, I did it.
Dang, he's got you there. There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming! Crew are running everywhere! This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment.
Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
You hidden shooter, dressed all in black. You are the devil.
Sorry? Me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
Wait, you're dressed in black too.
This
It's a
you.
navy, dark navy
I
blue.
was gonna say, this is not black.
You opened my traveling case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin.
Inspector,
Yes?
arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. It is not enough that he has killed a man.
Da! And he is stowaway as well! If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe?
Ryanosuke's a fox now?
Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing! She is right! You are devil!
I mean, stowing away and trespassing are technically the same thing.
It doesn't look good, does it?
There is cell below deck. Throw him in! Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police.
Why didn't you just throw him in the cell in the first place?
Wait, a cell?
Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do?
This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here.
Then what was the point of you even dressing up like one of them?
Look, Susato, look how much of his ass he got kicked already.
That's nothing compared to one of my Susato taste counts.
Well, it'd be nice to see you do it to someone that isn't Ryanosuke.
Yeah.
After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. I think I need to
Anyway, I
talk
guess
to-
you can just take your time anyway.
Yeah, sure.
No worries, just take your time. You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean.
Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue.
I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries.
I'm really sorry.
I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened. Now that this has happened, maybe?
Now this has happened. Oh,
now
yeah.
this has happened, I'll have to...
It's technically English, it's technically correct, but it does sound weird.
You know what? Alright, let's make this work. Now this has happened. I'll have to report to the captain at once.
Maybe that's just how they talked back then. I don't know. I really need some help here. I need to save you.
Infliction is everything.
From this crisis.
Let's talk to this guy who totally wants to kill us.
Please, just give me a little more time.
I do nothing for you! Except show you way to ship's prison cell.
Ugh. Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone.
And trespassing? And stowing away?
Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues and, well, okay, that's it.
You are not sounding more innocent. Enough! You are guilty! Ship cell is only place fit for you.
Come on, there has to be someone. Okay.
Guess we all know it's gonna be Herlock. We know. There he is. There is Spider-Man Emissary from Hell.
Setting up for my special from Marvel vs. Capcom.
What the? What are you doing up there?
I just said what I'm doing.
Sir! Mr. Schultz!
Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head.
That's not how that works.
And the wall?
Yes, it is.
Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no.
It looks like tomfoolery to me. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then?
I was bored.
I was practicing the maximum spider. Anyway. Why do you think he doesn't have it in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
Oh my god.
Oh god, does he not have it?
No, it's replaced by the Green Goblin, coming in and just...
Oh yeah!
I don't know. I don't know if
Okay.
that's better or not because I never touch Infinite.
I have it actually.
Oh no.
Yep.
The funny thing is they don't even show the Green Goblin, they just show all his, like, gadgets or whatever being thrown at Spidey. He dodges them and just uses them against the enemy.
No, it's not the guy. It's that scene from Spider-Man 1 where like Goblin throws bombs and Spider-Man dodges through all of them in the flaming building.
Yes.
It's that, but in Marvel Infinite. Except you don't actually see Goblin. He just makes some illusion. It's like, oh man, Goblin, what are you doing here? And then bombs show up on the screen that he dodges, and then after he dodges, he like webs him and throws him at the enemy.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
I'm still
You know,
held in box prison until... I don't know what the hell they want with me anyway.
You know, I'm something of a crossover fighting game myself.
Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles. Naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce.
I never know whether to take this man seriously or not.
Did the hook hurt you?
You could have just put the crown on the hook. You didn't have to hang yourself from it.
No,
I
because
teach
then
you a
you-
lesson.
No, he won't know how much it weighs then. Only the hook will know how much it weighs, and we can't have that. Then the hook wins!
Gosh dang it, Captain Hook.
Ah, you again. The great detective.
Ah, Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak!
An urgent report from Great Detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night, here on this vessel, the steamship Borea, has been solved by me, naturally.
What?
But you said you solved it earlier and you were wrong about that.
What?
Really?
Honto?
Yes,
Honto?
I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist.
I highly doubt it, but sure, continue.
So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. I'm so glad I didn't say that fast.
Ah! You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. Don't think about it. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it.
I didn't do it!
You shut up!
Ugh.
The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside.
Well, we just had that happen very recently, didn't we?
That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Da! Locked room! That is point!
The room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin.
You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
That's Honto.
Nani?
Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolt door.
What other entrance? We never discovered one.
Yeah, we did. Okay, you didn't, but we did.
Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator man.
The ventilator?
The Ventilator Man? That sounds like a very interesting...
You think this is funny?
Hilarious.
I cannot even put my arm through that hole.
That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks.
And your face about to become flat as paper, don't test me.
I can't wait for Mega Man 12 with Ventilator Man.
You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible.
Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Precisely, my dear madam.
But what does it mean? What is this speckled band?
It's a band, and it's speckled.
Yes, thank you.
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin.
Oh, he's put on the goggles again. Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing?
There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for all of you to see will shock you to your cores. Behold!
Ah! Everyone screams.
Yeah!
Well, there's your snake, Lewis.
Oh, this feels nice.
Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band.
I do not get massage often, thank you.
A snake?
Indubitably.
Mr. Sholmes, just one thing.
Pray, what troubles you?
Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? It's a very cute snake.
I mean, the scales could be speckled in the moonlight. Wait, there's no windows.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Swing and a miss.
Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it... striped bands, wouldn't you? Not to be confused with the striped bandits from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
My goodness, really? It's a trap?
Dear God, Susato, I just...
How exactly? I also love how Stroganoff is just kind of chilling there while they're talking back and forth.
Yo, he's getting a massage. This is like a vacation day for him now.
Thinks perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought.
Oh, yeah, thank you!
Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death is nothing to me. This whole thing is
what?
nothing
What?
to do with me.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, you can't. Don't worry about it. I missed
His
the
death
word.
is nothing to me.
don't-
Hang on. It's one thing when you misread it. It's another thing when it's just like, wow, hold up, Ms. Cold-Blooded Killer, hold up.
I'm gonna be fair, that
Extra
was
sus.
technically a misread.
It was a misread.
Yeah, but that was
you
a
know
great
what?
misread, actually.
I wanted to keep that. I was just like, you know what? We're keeping it.
Like, hold up there, Miss Murderer.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No.
She turned as white as a bowl of rice again.
How can you tell?
Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head.
This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi?
It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head.
I would as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
I somehow fail to believe that both of those things will be part of this.
Well, we're about to find out what the heck Sherlock thinks.
God, no.
No, too bad.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me.
You know, you keep repeating those. It's very much you have something to do with it.
Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale gland. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us.
Uh-huh, yeah, okay.
And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's... Thank you, Mr. Snake. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled bat. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. I'm not sure why you took it out of your pocket, but...
I know, right?
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's slowed skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator inside this cabin, your then speckle-lit friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled... In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it slows its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it will be found in the deepest depths of India.
Just India, specifically?
You know, just India, anywhere in India, really. It could be, it could be on Everest for all we know.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim.
Oh, that's nice.
How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there was no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom.
Herlock, did you not read? Whatever.
My brain just died reading that a bit, and I already saw this beforehand.
I'm gonna be real, I zoned out. I zoned out. I'm just zoning out at this point. What the hell, Herlock?
I'm gonna be real, I was following him on this, pretty much, because I was like, yep, that makes sense. And then when she had the question marks, I was like, oh, never mind, it doesn't make sense, I guess.
Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively.
It's not the body. Okay.
The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth.
There was no puncture, Sholmes! There was no physical injuries, you even said that!
No, don't
My
think
brain
about
is
it.
dying as I read all this.
Sure,
Don't think
check out
about
this
it.
dead body I found.
Yes, the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. This.
This makes no sense. Nonsense.
There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova.
I mean, it's working well for you, Herlock.
After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't...
It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend.
To... train?
Indeed. You'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle.
This is so wild.
You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared to not have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more.
Man, I wish I could write fanfics as much as this guy likes to spin stories.
Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. I couldn't even say that with a straight face.
I mean, to be fair, there probably is a point where the snake could have bit Asogi without them finding out.
But there would still be marks on his body if that were the case.
This concludes the fever dream.
But
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band.
keep in mind, remember what happened in the first case?
I don't remember anything at this point.
What if the snake got into Asogi's mouth and bit him in there?
Miss Pavlova...
I'm sorry, my head just kind of just broke when you made that explanation. Because on one hand, that sounds like something Ace Attorney would do, but also I'm just like, no.
My brain has turned to mush listening to all of this.
My brain briefly functioned as I was talking, but then I got interrupted, and I just remembered everything all at once, and...
The scary part is, we know the question marks are where things are wrong, but we know the exclamation marks are where things are right. So he wasn't completely wrong.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate.
I simultaneously love and hate this.
No, I just hate it. I just hate it. I just hate it completely.
Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature.
Milk? For a snake?
Incredible. You've solved the mystery.
For fuck's sake, Ryunosuke.
Jesus Christ. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. I hate this.
My dear man. It was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand.
Are you sure?
As opposed to two left hands?
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course. What's on your mind?
I'll pay you
Everything?
$50 if you just say you're wrong.
It's just, about your deductions before, some things don't quite make sense to me.
Some things? Only some?
Well, yes, because we saw sometimes there was the exclamation marks, and those parts did make sense.
I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Sir, have you gone mad?
Oh, well, good. First of all...
I just love that that book was just filled with a ton.
You wrote notes.
Yeah.
Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madam.
Or she just carries around an encyclopedia. That book just has everything.
And reptiles, they don't drink milk.
I heard nothing, and that makes that better.
Friggin' Discord.
Not to worry, Mr. Sholmes. I heard that, but
Stunned into silence, finally.
it's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
Nope. Note Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds.
Does it?
No.
Why was the saucer on the floor then? Anywho's. Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Or arms, for that matter.
Didn't even go through again.
What?
The odd didn't go through again, but it's fine.
I'll just say Nani whenever that comes up.
Okay.
Nani?
Thank you for understanding the a native tongue, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling.
Okay. But can't snakes hear regardless? They don't have ears, but they still have...
If you're
Madam.
talking about snake charmers, they're following the movement of the flute.
I know that, because he's about to explain this. But
But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute?
that wasn't what I was thinking of. I was thinking of, like, couldn't snakes hear, like, where their prey was or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
No, they would pick up vibrations and then their tongue picks up scent.
Oh!
They have,
Yeah.
I think they also have senses in their noses for the most part, but yeah, they wouldn't hear anything. They would just pick up
Oh.
vibrations and such.
Snakes are deaf?
Yeah, technically.
Huh.
We're
This
learning
is
something
information today.
I know, right?
yes.
We're learning something today. It has nothing to do with the game, but I don't know.
Okay, well...
That's why their tongues are always out. That's the point of it.
Oh... Snakes are kind of cool. Except
They
the ones that try to kill you.
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Ooh, I see.
Have you...
He sounds like he just learned that Santa isn't real.
No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept to be practically useless.
Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm not, I'm taking it out on Arceus.
May I ask who that is?
No.
No comment.
Very well. I've heard of the great Kyoko myself. Anywho's, there's one other thing.
You have more?
Well, yes, snakes use the scales of the bellies to prepare themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake can manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins.
Then it should try harder.
Oh my god.
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had undergone the training you suggested and gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
He's so defeated. Oof. And just like that, Susanoo just demolished his deduction.
Hey, everyone else was believing him for some reason, so, I mean...
I think...
I mean, for all I know, Ryunosuke probably just didn't know. I don't know why the Russians don't know, but I can understand if, like, Naruhodo or, like, any of the Japanese characters do not know.
Well, the Russians don't know, because the current Russian character in here has a freaking snake on his face. So he can't really tell us anything, now can he?
Nicolina's also Russian.
Okay,
But she's like
fair
15.
point. But
She's also a ballerina.
she had the question mark showing up, so we know that something was off to begin with. I'm more referring to Hosonaga over there being like, "Yep, that makes sense."
Yo, he's a crime scene thief. He's not a
And he
snake
should have
expert.
stolen the snake.
He wasn't there. The door was locked. Did
He
you
should
miss
have
that
tried
part?
harder.
We need to step in and help again, Mr. Harahodo.
Oh no, you don't mean.
Yes. We need to modify Mr. Shum's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones that they ought to be.
At
Yeah.
that point, aren't we just doing his job?
No, we're helping him.
No, we're doing his job.
It's helping in quotations.
It isn't. But anyway.
It's free labor.
Oh, then I guess we're not going to have Mr. Naruhodo. Bye,
Nope.
Mr. Shums.
Okay, bye. Nah.
Okay, but Ryunosuke will go to jail if this isn't solved correctly.
Actually, Ryunosuke will not go to jail because everyone thinks it was the snake, remember?
Yes, but Susato just proved Shomes was wrong, so...
So basically, it's Tusato's fault that
She's
Ryunosuke
one
is still going to
person.
jail.
She's one person. Are they gonna believe her? Maybe that book is out of date.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out what actually happened in his deduction in the next video, because we're out of time, and if we try to do this, it'll be an hour-long video. So we'll save the deductions in the next one. We'll see you guys then.
Let your brains reform after they turn to mush.